Okay, so I got this MacBook Air on my desk. This one here came in for the keyboard and trackpad do not work. And the user vehemently denies ever spilling any liquid into it. So I already knew what the problem was because I've seen this before, and it usually is accompanied with, "I've never spilled liquid in my laptop. What are you talking about?" The truth is that there is a fatal flaw on the MacBook Air. I'm not sure what other models this affects, but the MacBook Air, and I believe certain generations of MacBook Pros, are affected by this. The problem is simple. If even the slightest amount of liquid enters this space right about here, it'll take out the trackpad and the keyboard at the same time. And it doesn't have to be a lot of fluid. It can be a very small amount of liquid. And here's why. Actually, it's going to be like right about here. So there's a connector right there. Let's get a light on that. This little connector right here, and this little ribbon cable, which serves the trackpad. The keyboard connects to the trackpad, which connects to the motherboard through this cable here. And you'll see that tiny little gap right there, a tiny little gap. So this little gap right here allows liquid to basically spill directly onto this ribbon cable. And if you look at this cable right here, it's got a healthy amount of corrosion on there. Now, I have been able to save these pretty effectively without replacing any parts using good old-fashioned deoxit. And it has worked in the past, and I usually try it as a first line of defense before replacing any parts. This cable should probably be replaced because there's not a whole lot of metal there, so any corrosion is bad. But we're going to give it a try and see what happens. Again, the symptom is there's no trackpad, there's no keyboard, so you can't even turn the thing on. But we're also going to check, see, there's a little bit of evidence of crumbs and other things on this board. We're going to brush that off. Use a toothbrush, just kind of clean some of that off very gently. You don't want to rip off any surface mount components. But a lot of crumbs here. But again, this person swore up and down, no liquid spill. They never tell me. They never ever tell me. Even if they know damn well that they spilled a glass of wine in the damn thing, they never tell me. But as I always tell them, it's like, it's better if you just be honest with me, and that way I know what angle of attack to approach when solving your problems. But I'm always looking to look for the look into the connectors and just check them for any evidence of liquid intrusion. Other than being really dirty, this one's not too bad. So we're going to take a little bit of deoxit, and this is the deoxit D5. We're going to just kind of spray a little bit of it into the connector, and then spray it off with compressed air after that. And that usually, in the past, that has worked for me. Just a little bit on there, a little dab will do you. That's it. And this stuff isn't conductive. It's not pretty, but it's not really conductive, so I'm just going to get a little bit of it on that cable there. Just let it sit there for a minute. Wipe it off, spray it off with air, and I bet you it'll come back to life. So let's give this a try. Option key. If it holds down the option, if I hold down the option key, I can get it. Ah, yes. We have a keyboard anyway. We have a mouse again. Look at that. Look at that. So we're back in business. Didn't cost a damn thing. I like free repairs, don't you? But anyway, that's the common problem with these MacBook Airs. If you have no keyboard, no trackpad, I would immediately suspect that cable because of that little undocumented feature, as Apple would call it. Thank you for watching. And of course, you can always run a full diagnostics after doing that to check for any collateral damage. And you can either, if you have access to it, you can use Apple's own keyboard trackpad diagnostic utility to make sure that everything is fully functional. I have the utility, but I already know it's good to go. That is not an Apple authorized repair. They would never allow that in an Apple shop. But you know, it works. So, all right, there you go. You know, one of the things that drives me crazy is I tell these users that if you ever have, you know, a damaged power supply, please let me know and I'll give you a brand new one, no questions asked. And this is what they do. This thing is nicked in 1, 2, 3 spots. Come on, guys. I'm gonna give her a new one, but